What is up, y'all? Happy fall. How y'all doing? I just never do this anymore, do I? I never do this anymore. So the YouTube algorithm has probably completely buried this channel. I don't know if I'll be able to get a little group of you up in here, but I didn't even remember that the fucking time fell back this morning. So I'm like, why is it so damn light outside? It said it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, 7 in the morning? What? I'm like, oh yeah, fucking time fell back. I left my laptop downstairs too. So I can't share this damn thing. Anywho. Oh, well, we got one of you in here. What's up? Did you get notified? Does anybody get notified when there's videos on this channel anymore? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Oh, I'm just still waking up, man. Eyes are still watering and shit. I've got to get back into this. And I'm not going to say that I'm going to, because every time I say I'm going to, I really mean it. Like, I really mean to. And then when it comes time, it's like, well, what? I ain't got nothing to talk about. Ain't got nothing to talk about. But, oh, I'm just so glad it's fall now, man. My favorite fucking time of year. Got the window open right now. I actually have to throw a hoodie on. It's actually gotten colder faster this year. Usually, Halloween is hot. Every Halloween we've ever had here in Vegas is usually hot. So, it definitely wasn't hot this year. Yesterday was a little warmer, but now it's to the point to where at night you're gonna have to throw a hoodie on. Let me grab a hoodie. Hang on. Hang on a second. All right. Yeah, it's a little chilly. A little bit chilly, man. A little bit chilly. Yeah, I love it, dude. I was so worried that I would never get to experience the Vegas holidays ever again. I don't know what it is about being here in Vegas that the holidays are just so much more magical. And it's weird because the weather isn't very typical. Like it's you don't really get snow here. Shit, can y'all still see me clearly? I had a damn alarm that went off. Hopefully, I didn't just accidentally snooze it. Anyway, yeah, I mean the weather isn't really holiday typical. It's just something about the vibe here, dude. I don't know. I think what it is just for the holidays, everybody here goes all out. Like Halloween, I took my daughter to a neighborhood where one of her friends lives for Halloween, and it was fucking popping, dude. I'm talking every house on the street. These fucking 10, 20-foot monster things standing in the yard. Trees all strung up with Halloween lights, purple and orange. You know when somebody just goes all out and you got to take a picture of their house. Every fucking house on the street will be like that here in these neighborhoods. And Christmas time, don't even get me started on that. Holy shit, dude. So I just love it, man. And last year I was thinking, oh man, I'm never gonna get to experience that again. But thankfully, we were given an open door of opportunity to come back. Thankfully. So yeah, super stoked, super excited about that. What y'all up to? Yeah, I think so. I even asked my daughter too if she likes it better here. She said, yeah, she prefers it here. Of course, my other daughter's still back in Kentucky with her mom. I guess until further notice, unless something needs to change there, she's still there. And that's okay, as long as her mom's doing good. Okay, I'm cool with that. hang on a second. I'm gonna shut my window. There's people outside. Hold up. All right. But yeah, I mean, I think Vegas is a great place to raise a family if you know what area to go to, which, most people when they hear Vegas, all they think of is the strip. And that's understandable, but there's a lot more to this place than the strip. Matter of fact, we're about as far away from all that as you can possibly get. Deep, deep, deep in the suburbs, which, like I said, it's the only thing that's still a little bit of an annoying drawback to where we are now, is that we're so far away from everything. It's a 5-10 minute drive to anything from here, from our house here. Because there's these suburbs, this huge, huge community of suburbs, fucking enormous. It's called Anthem Highlands. And it's a huge community of suburbs, and we're all the way in the very back. So if we want to go to the grocery store, it's a 5-minute drive to go to the grocery store, where at our old house, we lived right across the street from a grocery store. We lived right next to a gas station. Gas station was a 5-minute walk. Everything was like right there. We would just turn out of our neighborhood and boom, everything was right there. Now, it's not quite like that. If you want to get gas, oh, good God. About a 10-minute drive to a gas station. But other than that, everything's all good. Anyway, what are y'all up to? Teeny little group of you in here, huh? I wonder if I should go grab my laptop. My laptop's all the way downstairs. I figured the algorithm completely buried this channel. I figured it did. Because I don't got nothing to talk about. I mean, I guess I got a little bit going on now. You all know. I've started a new music journey. Got a couple of new guitars. Just ordered a new one. I ordered the cheapest Telecaster on the internet. And it's actually a pretty decent fucking instrument for the money. Pretty decent. I was pretty blown away, but I'm on a whole new music journey, and I auditioned for a band too. And that was kind of interesting. But the funny turn of events with that was that I actually ended up passing on that. Usually when you go audition for a band, you're nervous, wondering if they're going to pick you. Well, I ended up deciding not to pick them. They were cool, they were cool. But first of all, they wanted a rhythm guitar player. And I'm not a rhythm guitar player. I know I have that. See, I have this thing. There's this app that's kind of like a dating app, I guess, only it's for musicians to find each other. It's called Band Mix. And I guess it's my fault because I went and looked at my profile and it does say rhythm guitar and lead guitar. So it does say that. So, but, I didn't expect that. When I was throwing it together, I just was clicking whatever. And I didn't expect that the first people to reach out to me was to ask me if I want to be a rhythm guitar player. I've never done that before. The closest I've ever been to be, in the last band I was in, I had to play both parts, rhythm and lead. And I was like, rhythm guitar. Okay, well, the opportunity was presented to me. So I'll see where this opportunity wants to take me, if anywhere. So I said, sure. When do you want to meet up and jam? So first they sent me this set list of 9 AC/DC songs. All AC/DC songs. Now, don't get it twisted. I do like playing in a cover band. I'm not trying to make a career out of being a musician. That is not my intention. All I want to do is have a little side gig as a musician for fun. Just to play shows locally here in town. Just for fun. And yeah, I like playing cover songs. It's fun. But all of the songs being the same band, all of them. All of the songs, I'm like, that's a little bit weird. And it's old school fucking AC/DC songs, dude. Now, I'm just not that big of an AC/DC fan. I never heard any of these songs. I know it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I never heard any of these old school 70s AC/DC. 70s, from the 70s. And and the thing was, they were so hard to learn because all of the songs were tuned slightly differently. And that was a pain in the ass. I've never encountered that before. And when I say tuned slightly differently, I don't mean one song was in E standard and one was in E flat. I mean, they varied, they ranged anywhere from slightly flat to extremely flat. And they just fluctuated in the middle. Every one of them was tuned differently. So that made it really, 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 really hard to learn 9 songs that I'd never heard and practice them. Because usually, whatever band that you're listening to has one standard way that they tune their guitars. You know, and especially back in that day, I was under the impression that back in that day, everybody tuned to E standard. Anyway, though, usually you're handed a set list. All the songs are tuned the same. If not, maybe one of them may be in E flat, but you just go through and learn them and then put them on a playlist and let them play back to back to back and practice them every day. And that was not that easy with these songs. And anyway, so I finally learned them, and we set up a little rehearsal date, you know, for me to go audition. And we went and jammed out, and it wasn't the greatest. It didn't really seem like anybody else was practicing the songs like I was. Matter of fact, I heard one of the guys say, "I've never played that song with anyone before." And that kind of caught me. I'm like, "You never played that song with anyone?" I've been sitting around for the past month, like, struggling to learn all these songs, and you've never played it with anybody before? Okay, that's interesting. But I don't think we did one of those songs the way the album version went, you know. Of course, it's understandable. We had never played before, you know. When a group of people first come together for the first time, it's not going to be the best performance in the world. But anyway, so we jammed out, and I'm thinking, well, if they do decide to go with me, naturally, we're going to need 4 or 5 more rehearsals to get this shit right. And just within a few days, this dude emails me with all these dates available to go record that whole set list in fucking Hollywood. I was like, what? Record? Don't you want to fucking practice this shit? Are you serious? You want to go record? We pretty much fucking sucked the other night. Pretty much. It's understandable. We just met for the first time. We never played together. So none of us were really on the same page. We did horrible. And you want to go straight from one terrible fucking rehearsal, drive 3.5 fucking hours to Hollywood to record all the shit we just sucked at the other night. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. So I had to tell them, I don't know if I'm a good fit for you guys. So I'm gonna have to pass. They were cool. They were super cool dudes, super nice, super friendly. But it really looked like they were trying to put together like an AC/DC tribute band, you know? And that's just not my thing. Not my thing. I'm not really wanting to play any kind of like tribute band. Now, if any of you have been kind of following me on my little music journey, you know that I'm a Guns N' Roses fan, because, you know, Slash was one of my biggest inspirations ever. I wouldn't even want to play in a fucking Guns N' Roses tribute band. I wouldn't even want to do that. You know, I don't want to play just in a cover band that has a range of songs. My old band that I used to play in, we had a range of songs that went anywhere from the fucking 70s all the way up to present day. You know, everything in between that you can imagine. And that's what's fun. That's what's fun. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't know how easy it'll be to find that. At first, my first thought was that, there should be no shortage of talent here in Vegas. And I don't know, maybe there is. Maybe I was thinking that, because back where I'm from, finding talented musicians is hard. It's really hard. Where I'm from, seriously talented musicians are not easy to come by. And I was thinking maybe that's just where I'm from. I'm thinking, fuck, here in Vegas, man, there's got to be all kinds of badass musicians here in Vegas. Maybe there is, and I just haven't run across them yet. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to think there is. So, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Anyway, that's about all I've had going on new. I got that other YouTube channel. Where I'm, and usually whenever I want to talk about something musically like this, usually I just kind of go on to that other music channel of mine. But yeah, that's about all new that's been going on around here, y'all. That's about it. What y'all up to? I know I've been kind of ignoring you, haven't I? Anywho, now I play. I'm rock for the most part. My favorite Guns N' Roses song is "Dust and Bones." That's my favorite one. I like that. Well, this isn't the reason why I like it. I like the music to it, and because my favorite thing about Guns N' Roses and Slash particularly is that my roots are blues. That's what I started learning how to play when I was 9 years old. The reason why I started learning how to play guitar was because I saw Johnny Lang, and he was a blues player. So for my whole childhood, I was just, my roots were the blues. And Guns N' Roses mix blues and rock and roll and makes it sound badass. But in the first few lines of that song, the lyrics are, "He lost his mind today. He left it out back on the highway on 65. And 65, see, Axl Rose is from Indiana, where I'm from. And he's talking about that main highway that runs down through Indiana and Louisville, I-65. And I think it's funny. I was like, yeah, I know what highway you're talking about, dude. So that's actually my favorite Guns N' Roses song, though. But there's a bunch of cool Guns N' Roses songs, man. Bunch of them. But, if you like rock and roll and you like blues, I don't know how you could like any other group. That's the epitome of blues rock is Guns N' Roses, dude. And they got back together a couple years ago and went on a tour. And I'm so fucking annoyed that I missed that. Of course, I wasn't all the way back into music then, I grabbed an acoustic guitar, one for me and one for my daughter, for my 33rd birthday. Yeah, for my 33rd birthday. Just because my daughter had been begging to learn how to play guitar for months and months and months and months. And I kept telling her, hey, playing guitars, learning how to play guitar is hard work. That's some hard work. And I kept telling her, it's hard, it's not easy. You are not gonna fucking be good at that overnight. You're gonna have to dedicate yourself. And she kept bugging and bugging and bugging and bugging and bugging. Finally, I said, fuck it. Our birthdays are 2 days apart. Mine's February 5th. Hers is the 7th. So I said, let me just run over to this little pawn shop and grab us a couple little cheap guitars just to shut her up, and I got us both an acoustic guitar. Maybe that could have been where I made my first mistake because, acoustic guitars do naturally have much tougher strings and are harder to play, much harder to play. But I grabbed us an acoustic guitar and sat down and started teaching her the very, very little basics. And sure enough, she didn't stick with it. Sure enough, as I figured she wouldn't. But I also was thinking, well, maybe I can get into picking it back up again. And I just wasn't feeling it. Because after I quit the band that I was in, I picked the acoustic guitar up. And I started becoming passionate about the acoustic guitar for a couple of years after I quit the band, even though, that was never anything that I was ever interested in. That became a passion of mine for a good year or two, and then I just completely dropped it all together. And I'm thinking, well, maybe if I grab me another little acoustic, but now it just pretty much sat behind me in my videos and collected dust. I was not into. I'd pick it up maybe once every 2 or 3 months, play it for like 5 minutes, and put it down. Like I'm not even interested in that. So, but man, I'm gonna tell you what. So anyway, the point that I make is that I wasn't. I was turned away from all the music and everything that I used to listen to. I just kind of when I quit the band and quit playing guitar years ago, I stuffed it all away and just pushed it away. I've just been pushing it down and ignoring it. And then when Leah surprised me with this fucking Les Paul, that sparked it all back up again. I'm like, oh shit. So anyway, I don't really have a solid landing point with that. Anyway, though. Oh. Yeah, Appetite for Destruction, yeah. Yeah, that's one of their best albums. Appetite and the Use Your Illusion albums are pretty much their best work. They didn't really do a whole lot more than that. Not really, a little bit. Of course, the Use Your Illusion albums, that was a 2-part album because it had so many songs on it. But yeah, and looking back, man, back in the 80s, dude, I was a little baby when they were blowing up. That's fucking crazy. That's weird. I was born in 88, so when Guns N' Roses had hit their peak, that's when I was a itty bitty little baby. Appetite came out, I think, in 87. And then the next year when they were doing when they were really blowing up, and that's when I was a itty bitty little baby, and looking back on it from an adult's perspective, they were little young ass little kids, man, back then. And I didn't realize that when I was a little kid, When you're a little kid, a grown up is a grown up. But then once you grow up and look back, like, god damn, man, Slash and Axl and Izzy and all them, they were a bunch of little bitty ass, rowdy ass little kids in their fucking 20s, And they just got caught up in the fucking lifestyle, And I ain't gonna lie, I would have done the same fucking thing, man. I probably would have been one. If I ever, when I was in my 20s, if I would have become a career musician, like career, I would have died. I would have been one of those ones that didn't make it out. I promise you that. So I think there's a reason why the universe never really let me get near that, because I would not have survived it. It would have swallowed me up and killed me. All the drugs and drinking and shit. And I was just such a fucking batshit crazy drug addict, alcoholic back then. It would have straight up killed me. There's no doubt about that. So I look at those guys. I'm like, god damn, how the fuck y'all make it through that, dude? Anyway, though. Anywho, so the only thing is that this house is just a smidget smaller than our old Vegas house, just a smidget. So I'm kind of, I'm starting a guitar collection, and I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put them? Where am I gonna put them? I guess I have room under the guest bed to keep them in a case, but I got the two that sit behind me here. My Les Paul and my Telecaster. You want to see? Yeah, did I ever show you? Are y'all following my other channel? Let me show you the newest guitar that I got. Oh. It is a Squier Telecaster. I decided, because I was thinking, at first, my intentions, I was gonna scour the internet and find all the guitars that I used to have and start building my old collection back up again. And I found them. If I wanted, right now, for very little money, with under $1,000, I could rebuild my whole old collection back up again. I had a bunch of cheap guitars back in the day. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. if I'm on a whole new music journey, I want to start getting all the guitars that I've never had before, ever. So one guitar that I've never touched in my life is a Telecaster. Never touched one. Never went near one. Because when I was a little kid, I thought these were the most hideous, ridiculous, ugly ass looking guitars in the world. When I was a little kid, 9, 10, 11 years old, you know. And now thinking back, I'm like, why the hell did I think that? They're not ugly. This one's pretty fucking cool looking, dude. But I've never touched one. But I want to own one. So I'm going to get the cheapest fucking one that I can find. Because I might end up hating it. I've never touched one. I have no clue how they play. I don't know anything about them. I don't want to spend a good little chunk of change on a guitar and then get it and play it and fucking hate it. But I want to own one. You know? So I could take a little trip down to Guitar Center and pick one up and play it. But then if I hate it, I won't buy one at all. I want to own one. Because the Telecaster is the guitar that inspired me to start playing when I was a little kid. And I know that sounds kind of weird because I thought Telecasters were so ugly. But the Telecaster that Johnny Lang was playing, I didn't put two and two together and realize that was a Telecaster because it didn't look like one. It was a Telecaster thin line, which looks, to the untrained eye, looks different than this. It doesn't have a pick guard. It doesn't have the single coil pickups. It has humbuckers in it, the one that he played at least. It had binding, you know, it had a flame top. So it looked a little bit different than this, but he was still playing a Tele. So I was like, I want to own the guitar that inspired me. And so I got this little cheap ass fucking Squire. $200, dude. This thing is $200 on Amazon. And I'm impressed. I am impressed. This guitar is really growing on me. Now, is it the greatest playing thing in the world? Absolutely not. It doesn't even compare to how my Les Paul plays. But for $200, I am extremely blown away. You couldn't get something that plays this good for $200 back in the 90s. Oh no. Oh no. If you got something cheap like this, a budget guitar back in the 90s, early 2000s, it would be the crappiest piece of driftwood somebody dug out of the ocean and just threw strings on it. Wouldn't play right, wouldn't sound right. Doesn't matter how you set it up. This little shit right here plays pretty damn good. The action is just a smidget higher than what I like, but it doesn't matter. I could still play a gig with this and rock the fucking house. I could play a gig with this. I could take this on stage and fucking rock the house, dude. It's all that matters to me. So, now my next guitar is going to be another Les Paul. Anyway, that's pretty much my life now. That's pretty much what I'm all into now. So, anywho. Yeah, I need, well, with my other channel, see, I just started that channel as an outlet. I don't really know exactly what direction I want to take it in. I just want an outlet to be able to like talk about it. Because, you know, I can't really do that on my main YouTube channel. I know every now and then I'll put a video up of me picking around or whatever, but I wanted an outlet just to at least be able to talk about some of the concepts that I'm thinking about and talk about it and whatnot. But as far as like playing though, I think I need to invest in something for sound quality. Because my intention wasn't really to make it all around playing guitar. You know, no, I'm not wanting, so I probably shouldn't call it music channel, but it's a channel about music, just talking about music, you know? Whenever I go to research a certain guitar, one thing that kind of gets on my nerves a little bit is when I'll see somebody do like Squire Sonic Telecaster review, and you click on the video and they're just playing it. and playing it and playing it and playing it. And you got to skip through and skip through and skip through. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. The first 15, 20 seconds, okay, but then they're playing it for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. I hear what it sounds like. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What's the fretwork like? What are the tuners like? Is the bridge okay? You know, how's the neck feel? What are the specs? Fucking talk about it, you know? So I don't know. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna take that channel. Like I said, it's just an outlet. Whenever I have something in my mind that I really want to talk about musically, you know, I said, I'm making this other channel over here for anybody that's interested in that, because I don't want to bore people too much with that stuff. Because, you know, if you're not into it, you're not into it. But I know there's a few people that are. But, you know, it's just sad that nowadays it's like music is going away from instruments nowadays, you know? And here, I'm afraid that in the next 20 years, will there even be guitar players, drummers, bass players in 20 years? Will that even be a thing? Will it even exist in the future, you know? Kind of scares me a little bit, to be honest with you. But anyway. Anywho, what are y'all up to, man? I just had to get on here this morning. How old is too old to learn? I mean, technically, you're never too old to learn. I mean, that if you really want to dig into that question, they say that after age 35, your subconscious mind is completely walled off. So it's much harder to reprogram your subconscious mind after 35. I don't know though, because I've been doing that kind of work since I was in my 20s. But you're never too old. I mean, how dedicated are you is the question. How dedicated are you to teaching your body how to do something? You know, it's just all muscle memory is all it is. Writing new connections in your brain, getting your hands to move in ways that they've never moved before, and practicing it and practicing it and practicing it. I mean, I still got some things that I'm practicing and working on. I got a few techniques that, you know, I never took the time to learn when I was younger, and it's hard. There's a couple of little techniques that I'm just now starting to learn for the first time ever that I never learned when I was younger, and it's hard. So I sit and practice it and practice it, and you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks. And eventually it gets a little bit easier, a little bit easier, and a little bit easier, and a little bit easier. And then next thing you know, it's written into your subconscious mind, and you're just doing it naturally, you know? Hang on a second, I'm gonna turn my light on. Oh, but my fan is on. Anywho, hang on. But anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't think there is a too old. I don't think so. It just depends on if you have the time to sit around and play around and practice. And that's another thing too. When you there's a difference between playing and practicing. And that's what you'll learn. Practicing takes the fun out of it. Now this is my baby right here. I finally finished all the modifications on it. This is what reawakened. This is what I wanted. I wanted one of these since I was fucking 12 years old. But, you know, I can sit around and pick around and play for the fun of it all day. But practicing, like if there's a little lick that you want to learn, like say a lick from your favorite song, and it's kind of hard. It's got some weird, awkward hand movements that you've never done before. You just keep sitting around and playing it and playing it and playing it. It'll give you a headache. It'll give you a migraine. It's not going to be fun. You'll probably get frustrated and pissed off. Put it down. give it a minute, pick it back up, keep doing it. After a while, your brain figures out how to do it. You have to fight against your own brain. So if you fight against your own brain, eventually your brain will figure out how to do it. And so when it comes to music, that's really the majority of what separates a good musician from somebody that's not really all that talented. That's not all of it though, because you do have to have a sense of timing too. Timing and rhythm. Which I thought everybody had a sense of timing and rhythm, you know? But I've played with some people that have no sense of timing. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're jamming out. I'll give him 3 chords to play. And then next thing you know, he's not even in sync with the drums. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stay on time. Stay on time. What are you doing? You're running off away from the drummer. What are you doing? But anyway, I don't think there is an age that's too old. I don't think so. I don't think so. I can't really play a song because my amp is downstairs. So this is just where I store my guitars, up here. And everybody's asleep in the house right now anyway. So I just put a couple of videos on my main YouTube channel. Little clips of me playing little blues songs and shit. If you go to my main channel, I think I put a short of me playing to some blues backing tracks, just some backing tracks I found on YouTube. I put one on my uploads and one on my shorts feed. Anyway, though. But other than that, that's about all I got going on in my life right now. Other than that, we some boring old fuckers, man. Can't wait till fucking Christmas, dude. Now, I think I already talked about this, but we got a big-ass Christmas tree. A big-o-ass Christmas tree, dude. 12 feet fucking tall. Because in the old California house, that house was so fucking weird. So strange. I feel sorry for whoever fucking lives in it now. It was creepy and weird. But when you very first walked in, it was technically a 2-story house, but only part of that house was the second floor. And the front end of that house, it just went up 20 feet. And you first walk in that house, it's just big ass 20-foot fucking ceilings. And so we got a Christmas tree that would fit in there, a 12-foot Christmas tree. And I was thinking, we move out of this house. What are the odds that we're ever going to find another fucking house with 20-foot ceilings? We got 20-foot ceilings out here in our living room over there. And well, we have like 2 living rooms. This house is weird too, honestly, but it looks way cooler than the old house. The first living room area, which is where my amp and my amp and shit set up, that's the front living room. It goes all the way up. Ceilings are 20 feet. So I'm like, holy shit, dude, we're gonna be able to put up the fucking big Christmas tree again this year. And we got another Christmas tree that's gonna have to go. We got like 4 fucking Christmas trees, dude. We got like 4 of them. And I'm stoked about that. Anyway, I don't know when we're going to throw our little tree up. We haven't even taken the Halloween decorations down out of the front of the house yet. So, yeah, man. Is it cold? Yeah. It's cold here, too. It is cold as fuck. Of course, I don't know. It's weird what you consider cold in the desert. It's so funny. I remember the first year that I came to this area. Well, okay, so the very first time I came to the desert, when I showed up in Phoenix in 2019. I flew in from Cleveland in the middle of the winter, and it's 60 degrees, and I'm fucking wearing short sleeves. Everybody's looking at me like I'm nuts. They're like, "Ain't you freezing?" I was like, "Dude, I just flew in from Cleveland. There's ice on the ground over there, And everybody's bundled up in their fucking winter clothes and their hats on and their big old gloves and shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers are nuts. They're acting like it's fucking 10 degrees outside. And boy, it is insane how quickly your body will adapt to being in the desert. Because give it 2 years. Give it 2 years. By the third year, 60 degrees is going to feel fucking freezing. It's so weird. And in the summertime, oh, holy fuck, dude. Oh, that 120 degree desert heat. Oh my God, dude. It will smack you like you never felt heat in your life. You know that feeling when you're baking cookies and you open the oven to check your cookies and it hits you? That's what it feels like here in the summertime when you open the door to go outside. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not playing. That's what it feels like. In Arizona, it feels like that at night. At night. At night. I was thinking, yeah, it's hot, but okay, once the sun goes down, it'll cool down, because that's what happens. When the sun goes away, it gets cooler. The temperature drops. Not in motherfucking Arizona. Oh no. I remember our first night we spent in Arizona in the summertime. And, you know, it was hot, hot, hot. Oh my God. Just walking from the car to the fucking house. Oh, it'll have you just dripping sweat. And I remember the sun went down. I'm like, okay, well, we were about to go out. When we lived in Laughlin, I don't know if y'all remember that. We were about to go out and go gamble or whatever we were going to do. I opened the door. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, God damn. It's over 100 degrees at night. But you will adjust to that so quick. So quick. By your second or third year, you'll be completely fucking adjusted to that. And then I'm not saying that the over the 120 degree weather doesn't bother you. It's still annoying. It's still annoying, but it's not nearly the nuisance that it is if you never felt it before. And 60 degrees is not 55, 60 degrees is not the short sleeve weather that you think it is, you know, when you're from the East Coast. That happens so quick. So I'm not sure what the weather is right now. If I had to guess, I'd say it's about between 50 and 55. Fucking freezing out there. Freezing. Anyway, though. Oh. Yep. Did y'all? Well, we don't even have to remember to set our clocks back anymore, do we? It just does it by itself. But if you have a clock that you didn't set back, I'm pretty sure that already happened, didn't it? Didn't it already happen? It happened at 2 a.m., right? Because I woke up and fell back an hour. So that means when I woke up at 6:30, it was actually 7:30. Yeah, because it was too bright outside. I'm like, why the hell is it so bright? The fuck? That's weird. It's 6:30. I forgot the clocks went back. Anyway, though, I'm probably about to get on out of here in a couple of minutes. I really do want to keep getting on here and doing this more, but every time I say I'm going to do it, I never do. Used to back in the day, I'd never get a lot of people in here, but 50 or 60, you know. Now, I only come on here once every, 3 to 6 months. I used to get on here every damn weekend morning, shoot the shit and chit chat. Now I just ain't got nothing to fucking talk about, dude. Anywho, I'm probably gonna hop on out of here. We got the election around the corner, don't we? Fuck. I don't even want to think about that. God damn it. I just now remembered that. All right, well, there should be plenty more to keep us all entertained. Should be plenty more to keep us all entertained for the month of November. I just want a fucking normal holiday season. Please, for the love of God, let there be a normal holiday season. Let me just get one more fucking Vegas Thanksgiving and Christmas. I don't care what happens with this bullshit ass election. Anyway, though, I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole right now. I literally just thought about that. Anyway, though, I am going to go ahead and get on out of here. I might pop on tomorrow and say what's up if I'm in the mood. I'll see y'all later on today on my main YouTube channel. Y'all stay blessed.